And look, they've been in for more than almost 3 weeks now. And I think they've had a total of 4 hours outside during that time. They haven't seen the sun. They haven't seen the sky in weeks. 4 hours. I mean, think about that. That's cruel. It's unusual. It's inhumane. And that standard, the cruel and unusual standard, is what's applied to convicts. Never mind people who are being merely held for detention. And I should make this point. When you're being held for detention, like in the extradition process, you haven't been convicted of any crime. You're being merely held for administrative purposes. Therefore, the due process clause of the Fifth Amendment protects you. And as Bell versus Wolfish and the progeny of those cases, and a bunch of 11th Circuit cases here in Florida that say this fact very clearly: can't be punished if you're being held and you haven't been convicted of a crime. Not only are they being punished, they're being punished cruel and unusually. Not only are they being punished, they're also being held in the conditions that are egregious and disgusting and unhealthy. Not only are they being punished and held in those horrible conditions, they're also not eating right and drinking right and sleeping right. And by the way, they're being forced to meet in rooms with their lawyers that have cameras. How is this fair? How is this American? How is this just? It is unjust, it is un-American, it is unfair, and it is not right.
At this point, obviously Andrew has spoken out about these attacks, right? First, they're going to try to take everything. They're going to try to cancel you, right? Then they're going to put you in prison. That didn't work, still didn't get canceled. Is Andrew and Tristan fearful of their lives?
They're not fearful, but they're very much aware that they could be killed at any time. We literally go to the jail every day, sometimes twice a day, even though that we can't have a privileged conversation, even though we can't really work on the case there because there's no way to do it technology-wise. We go there for proof of life. We believe that their life is without question in danger. Jeffrey Epstein was killed in jail. Other people are killed in jail every time, all the time. Again, when people say these guys are like Epstein, they're greenlighting the murder. They're greenlighting they're okaying it. They're saying it is societally acceptable for these guys to be whacked in jail simply because they've been accused of these crimes. The accusations are not enough. These accusations haven't been corroborated yet, and these accusations are not enough to hold them, to hurt them, to deprive them of their liberty, or to kill them. Do I believe that their lives are in danger? Yes. Do they believe that their lives are in danger? Yes. They have spoken out about this consistently and constantly over the years, and this is the next iteration in that process. So are they trying to kill them now? We 100% believe the answer is yes.
Are you ever worried about your safety?
You know, we've spoken about the assassination attempt on my life pursuant to my January 6th litigation. That was April 5th, 2022. Am I worried? It's an interesting question. I believe that if you worry, you send that negativity out into the universe, you go track that energy. Do I have security concerns? Yes. Do I have a security team that's with me on a regular basis? Yes. Are there crazy people out there? Yes. Are there elements in the United States government and the United Kingdom government that would like to see me silenced, that would like to see me shut up, that would like to see me snuffed out? Of course there are. But ultimately, God is in control. My God is Jesus Christ. I serve Jesus Christ. And if he says today, Joe, it's time for you to go, then it's my time to go. And if he says today, Joe, is not your day to go, there's no force on earth or in hell or anywhere else that could supersede God's will for my life. So I walk and I talk and I do everything I can do to honor my role as their attorney, to honor my role as a Catholic and as a Christian man. Look, Andrew and Tristan are not perfect, but they are innocent until proven guilty. What does that mean? Think about the pinnacle of innocence. When I think about innocence personified, it's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the most famous wrongfully convicted person. He was wrongfully accused. People perjured themselves. They bared false witness against him. He was wrongfully convicted. He was beaten. He was tortured. and then he was murdered in front of the whole world. The presumption of innocence means that you are as innocent as Jesus Christ. That may make a lot of people uncomfortable, and good. They should be uncomfortable because that's a real fact. That is a real truth. Innocence means absolutely innocent. It means sinless. It means without sin. You are innocent until proven guilty. And the Constitution says that you cannot be punished until you've been convicted of a crime. So when you think of innocence, you think of Jesus. When you think of innocence, you think of the Virgin Mary. When you think of innocence, you think of an innocent child. You think of a good mother, of a good father going about their daily activities, and then all of a sudden they're ripped out of their life and they're thrown into a cell. And the answer is what? They should be punished? Of course they should not be punished. That is what the presumption of innocence means. And if that makes you uncomfortable, then tough shit. Tough shit to anybody in the world who's uncomfortable with that, because that is what the presumption of innocence means. It's absolutely innocent until you've been convicted of a crime. And they have been convicted of nothing. So their life is in danger. Sure, my life is in danger. I have to take security precautions all the time, as do they when they move in this world. But we're fighting against evil. We're fighting against evil. And God has given me the ability and the gift to speak and the guts to stick up for them, because most people are cowards in this world. And men like us, when men like us stand up, historically, men like us are silenced. Our airplanes fly out of the sky. Our cars are driven off the road. We're shot, we're beheaded, we're executed, we're burned at the stake. That's what it is. And if that's what happens to me, or if that's what happens to them, we will go face God honorably, saying, I did everything that I could do with what you gave me. I know it wasn't perfect. I know I wasn't 100% all the time, but I did my best. Take care of my family, because I'm not there anymore. Now, I don't want that to happen. I want to live an old life and raise my 4 children and be with my wife for as long as I possibly can. But Andrew and Tristan have children as well. And Andrew and Tristan have people who care about them as well. And they've been ripped from their lives as well. And it's wrong, it's improper, it's evil, and it's unjust. It's anti-American. And the president of this country should care about it. The Secretary of State of this country should care about it. The people of this country should care about it. Because if you think it can't happen to you, if you think it can't happen to your husband, your father, your brother, your son, your boyfriend, your best friend, you're wrong. You're wrong, because depending on who's in power, they could turn the screws to you, pick you up off the street and hold you and torture you and kill you and ship you away just as easy. Because if the Constitution doesn't apply to Andrew and Tristan Tate, then it doesn't apply to anyone.
Why do you think Trump hasn't intervened yet or said something?
Well, right now, it's in front of the courts. It's in front of the judicial system, right? So for Trump to intervene and interject himself into the process now, it would be technically improper. Now, is Trump known for his respect for technicalities? No, he's not, right? But there are other things at play here. There are midterms coming up. Todd Blanche is getting confirmed. There are elections to be won. And they know that we have a strong case to get these guys out. And they know what's going on in the United Kingdom. So if we beat extradition, if we get them bailed out, and if a decision is made not to extradite them, then the executive branch does not get involved. But if the extradition gets certified by the court, they can't be extradited without the Secretary of State's approval. So at that point, if it doesn't work out for us in court here, we will be going to them. And we will be saying all of these things that we're saying. We'll be laying it out very clearly. And we'll be saying, hey, listen, this is unfair. This is unjust. And Mr. President, if anybody in the world understands what it's like to be falsely accused and wrongfully convicted and be shot at and have your life in danger and be arrested and be put in jail and be run through the process for sticking up for what's right, it's you. Mr. President, everything that you've said in light hasn't been perfect. You've said a lot of crazy stuff as well, but people are behind you because they believe that ultimately what you're doing for the country is the greater good. Andrew and Tristan, things that they have said, less than perfect as well, but people are behind them because they believe that their ultimate message of male empowerment is for the greater good. And you can't let people be kidnapped from our country politically and be taken to some English gulag to a prime minister that is on the record as hating your guts, Mr. President, and to a foreign secretary who has said some of the most horrible and heinous things about you and your family. You can't let these guys go there. These people hate us. They hate America. They hate free speech. They hate you. And what? We're going to participate in this process and we're going to send 2 American citizens there for unjust reasons? You can't let that happen. So, look, I may never have to make that formal appeal, but if I have to make it, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll make it with everything that I got.
And you've compared this